Now that the Charlotte Hornets have lost yet another game in embarrassing fashion to the short-handed Detroit Pistons, many in Hornet Nation have started to wonder, outside of the obvious injury troubles, just what exactly is plaguing this team to make them look so bad. Well, head coach Steve Clifford did not hesitate to let the world know just what he thinks about this team. And we're going to get into that right after this.
From the foe, you dig?
Welcome to The Way I See It with Jamario Rashad. This is a Carolina Panthers and Charlotte Hornet fan channel. Please do me a favor by hitting the like button, and please make sure you subscribe, as I am on my road to 1K trying to get this channel monetized. Now, as I said a moment ago, head coach Steve Clifford he appeared to be steaming during his post-game press conference just the other day following the loss to the shorthanded Detroit Pistons. Rather than take any questions from the media, he chose to go on a almost 2-minute soliloquy where he let the world know just exactly what he thinks is wrong with this team. And we're going to listen to that audio, and I'm going to come back and react to it right after this. So let's go ahead and listen to that audio.
You have to ask questions until we care about something besides how many points we score. We're not going to win much. Can't play like that. I mean, we scored. Our offense was good. That's 5 out of the last 7 games. We've been pretty good on offense. We are playing no defense, not one guy. There's not a bright spot. We don't run back on defense. We don't guard the ball. Our pick and roll stuff, all stuff that was good. I think we were as high as like 12th or 13th in defense about 10 games ago. And we're right back to where we started, ground zero, where all we want to be is let's try to outscore the other teams. Doesn't work in the NBA unless you're, well, actually it never works, okay? So what I just told them, this is either you build a game that will actually work at the end of the year when you play the important games, or you don't. That's it. That's what the NBA is all about, okay? It's not that we don't have the talent to do it. All we care about is scoring. That's it. And if you're going to try to play like that, you better have like 5 all-stars. We don't have that kind of talent. So it's not something that will work. We're either going to decide to get back to playing with a defensive effort. It's not that we're not trying to win. It's we go about it all wrong. Okay? I mean, watch team after team, right? There's always a team every year that they get there, and what happens? They get drilled because they don't have a game. They don't have the right kind of game. You can't just outscore people in the NBA. You can't. You can't. And you can't decide that you're not going to do the things that take effort, like rebounding or getting loose balls or putting your body in front of the ball. You can't. It just doesn't work that way. And that's what we're trying to do right now. All right?
And then he walked off and didn't take any questions. So my initial thoughts on that are, I tend to agree with him in many ways, but I will disagree on maybe one thing that he said in there. Now, first off, I will say that this team plays absolutely no defense whatsoever. I used to think that Jalen McDaniels was going to have a breakout year in terms of defensive efficiency, but he has tailed back off to the mean or to his normal average, where he is not a above average defender in any way, shape, or form. When he referenced going back to where we were before, but about 10 games ago, the defense had been solid, I think that's a direct correlation to the team missing Dennis Smith Jr., which is something that I knew for a while now was going to be an issue. But with him never actually being on the floor with LaMelo Ball, and neither one of those guys actually being healthy at the same time, we've never actually got a chance to see them play. But I would like to see them log minutes together, as I do truly believe that although Terry Rozier goes out, he scores buckets for us, he does have the occasional very clutch night, as he did midway through the Detroit game just the other night, scoring 14 straight points. Terry Rozier is not a facilitator in any way, shape, or form, and when the ball gets to him, it just immediately stops. I know a lot of people will say that that's the same way it is with Kelly Oubre, but Kelly Oubre does not take 5 to 10 seconds of dribbling just to ISO up to get to the basket or just shoot some type of tough fadeaway jumper. Kelly Oubre gets the ball, makes the move, or shoots the ball immediately. He may be a gunslinger, but he is not a ball stopper. Terry Rozier does not move the ball, he does not pass, and he does not get any of the other players involved. That is why the backup unit has struggled so much to this point, with him being relegated to the backup point guard role, with Dennis Smith also being out, and Teo Maledon being one of the first guys off the bench, and Terry coming in and playing point guard with the backup rotation as far as the wings and the bigs. They barely ever get the ball. We got flashes of Bryce McGowan's recently, but we haven't been able to see what he can do because Terry doesn't pass him the ball. Now, this was the first night that LaMelo Ball returned from his injury in almost a month, with his second left ankle sprain. He re-aggravated it stepping on a fan's ankle baseline about a month ago. LaMelo Ball came in and he shined, man. He was absolutely spectacular as far as offensively. But as I mentioned in the beginning of this, the Detroit Pistons were absolutely shorthanded. No Cade Cunningham. They had Alec Burke. They had Bogdan Bogdanovic out there just absolutely destroying them. And then they had Jalen Duren, the original draft pick. He was originally drafted to the Hornets and then traded 10 minutes later to the Detroit Pistons to go over there and be better than any of the centers that we're fielding currently at this moment. He dominated. We weren't able to keep him off the glass. None of our bigs could play defense. As Coach mentioned, we could not secure a defensive nor offensive rebound when it counted. We did not put any bodies on bodies. It was just very hard to watch, and it continues to be hard to watch. And when he points out, I know he did not speak to anybody in general. He said that nobody has been a bright spot. But I would like to specifically point out the fact that Terry Rozier is the guy that I see is going out there and trying to outscore everybody and seeing that as being the way to win. He plays no actual left to right defense or moving his feet. He tries to let the guy by and poke it out from behind to get some type of sneaky steal, as does LaMelo Ball. But LaMelo Ball has the typical foul issue that he's had since getting into the league, and it starts to be an issue as he fouled out again and was not available for overtime, leading to the eventual loss for the Charlotte Hornets. So with that being said, man, you all leave your comments down below. If any players who do you think that Coach Clifford may have been referring to? I personally think that he would have to be talking about Terry Rozier and Kelly Oubre, being that those two guys have been the most prominent players with this plagued injury team over the last month or so. But you all let me know what you think of this video. What do you think about Coach Clifford's comments? I will get back to you. And as I said before, I am Jamario Rashad. This is the way I see it. And I'm out. Peace.